reaction to some headlines from the news. We start with those. If you missed it, I just go over a few of them again. On the news this morning, some of the headlines. This one reads, Court sets date for judgment in lawmakers' suit against Governor Fubara. Weekend comments of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike stirs reactions. EFCC invites suspended Minister Betta Edu over 585 million naira scandal, amongst many other stories on the news this morning. What is your reaction to it? 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0007. Again, 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0003. Those are the numbers you can call. If you want to send a WhatsApp message, the number is 0809-030-6416. This one says, greetings on WhatsApp. No human being is in charge except God. Thank God ability at Twigbu. King Boy Ayana Ugu says, EFCC, good morning, Ifemi. EFCC invited Betta Edu for questioning. It's a welcome development. If it was former President Buhari who helped in deepening corruption in Nigeria, I don't think the invitation to her has anything to do with the president or not. Even under the time of President Buhari, the EFCC invited. EFCC is a commission that should do its work. It does not need to wait for the president. That's what I think we should understand. It's about institutions. Like, these institutions should do their job regardless of who is president or not. If they see something, they do something. And even under the time of former President Buhari, credits to him too. You can't just say, people were also invited for questioning, people were arrested, people were charged to court. So let's also remember that happened. Unfortunate that most financial crimes in Nigeria are now committed by women. Too bad. Christian Williams. Christian Williams, I think that's also unfair and inappropriate, very unbalanced. It's not true. Yesterday, I was trying to also correct this idea because I knew it was going to come to people trying to make this a gender thing. Before we are hearing of Edu now committing this financial crime, please, how many men have gone to the EFCC's office for financial crime reasons between the last administration and this one? I just think you should rather focus on having better human beings in society with better values and disciplines and morals. That's it. That's what we should be looking at, human beings. Because before you became male or female, you first are a human being. And that's what the focus should be. So men commit financial crimes. Women can also commit financial crimes. That's just what it is. The whole function of that is the poor. You would say, well, it's the system that we've created, the values that we have, gradually eroded. So Christian Williams. Inge Dennis on WhatsApp says Wike is not in charge of who becomes governor. He's just one man. And this time the people of the state will let him know that Rivers State is not Lagos. This one says suspension of humanitarian minister by the president is commendable, as her suspension came at the right time so that she can step aside while investigations regarding her involvement in financial crimes is carried out. Makes sense. FCT minister's weekend comment, he should thank his chief that Tinubu have saved him. If he thinks nothing has happened, he should check his weight. I don't know about that one, so I can't say too much. Okay, tell us your name and where you're calling from, and straight to the point. Nigeria Info, good morning to you. Hello, good morning, Nigeria Info.
Thank you, my friend.
Welcome. Okay.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Yes, people of Rivers State, people of Port Harcourt, people of Nigeria are speaking ill, condemning the talk, the outpouring of the statements from the Federal Secretary Minister. Look at it. I said it yesterday also on National Andrew, that the voice of the people are the voice of God. See, no person, no particular individual arrogated power. Power comes from God. Power has been given to people by God. Even no matter what, I told you the history of Saul and the history of Samuel in the Bible. When God commanded somebody to anoint you to become a ruler, God will do somebody, he must do somebody to anoint somebody to be a ruler. It has been happening in the day of old. before Nelson Wike became governor of Rivers State, somebody got through somebody to also make him a ruler over us, and we all giving that respect and allegiance to the office of the governor of Rivers State. Today, see, Fubara is the governor of Rivers State. Please, what we need today now is absolute peace and support to stimulate Fubara to carry out all obligations, the constitutional obligations that have been given to him to perform. Let us support him to rule successfully, give the dividends of democracy, and he has started to the people. What we are yawning is
okay,
strong,
point has been made. Thank you very much.
Finally,
you have exhausted your time.
The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, should we wait for Mr. President to give directives before EICC arrest person? To me, I don't subscribe to gender arrest. He arrested a woman minister. The people will be clapping that women had one male minister that is invited before. How many of them have been gay by EFCC? Apart from during the time of Obama, it has been coming a two ball to the Mr. President. So that
thank you very much. Your point has been made. We have to move on now. Please, before you call, gather your thoughts. All right, so you can just say what you need to say in less than 2 minutes. Gather your thoughts. All right, and just go straight to the point so we can accommodate as much calls as possible. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
This is Yes,
right.
Andrew,
go on.
I want to give you special good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you see, Andrew, on the reaction of the former governor's statement, I think, Andrew, if our election process is built on transparency, I don't think one single individual will just arrogate to himself that when time of election, people will see who is either on ground, who is in charge, and who is not in charge. You see, now this is to bring to mind that we should know that elections are not very transparent. It does not reflect the wishes of the people. During that time, they believe that they will have the boys that will carry guns, cut away the ballot box, take it to unknown destination where results will be written and all of that. If not, you cannot come and tell me that on a normal process, somebody will say that people will see. That is the mandate of the people. The election is a process. You have the people collectively come out to choose who lead them.
All right, Isaiah.
And in this, somebody is saying that during election, you will know who is in charge or not. People of Rivers State should study that statement and know what that statement means.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Welcome.
My name is Honorable. I'm calling from Nkoro.
Okay.
Andrew, I don't know any court case again because the president, everybody should go and make peace, and these people are still in the court. When I know that the Excellency, the Golden Governor of Rivers State, has been paying fees, paid in their salary, as of assembly with their salary, they are still in court. And they say me, they see where the problem is coming from. They say everybody should go and draw court cases, which I know that my governor has done that, editing as a resign as a speaker for his normal work. Not where this court case is coming from. Then the speech by the former governor of Rivers State, you can see everybody is complaining, nobody's in charge. I believe that God is in charge in Rivers State. If God says you will be this, you will be. If God says you cannot be, you cannot be. God has all the power. God gives power. Human being does not give power. In time of election, everybody come out and vote. No one individual vote for one particular person. I, Honorable Da, cannot vote for one particular person and the person become governor of Rivers State. If your entire year come together to vote for one particular person, I believe my governor, the Golden Governor, will work for Rivers State. I trust him. I believe in that Rivers State will turn to London very soon. Thank you very much. God bless.
All right, thank you very much. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning, it's me, Andrew.
Welcome.
From
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. What the governor said, people are shouting now he knows how to manipulate. That's the problem. Not that he's God or he's playing God. He has the antics to do what he wants to do. That is what he's saying. And everybody that shouts now will also people and they'll be looking as they looked the past one. They were there. He did what he did. Let's say everybody, I don't know how he did it and picked them to deliver past in the first place. That's what he's saying that he's going to replicate, except that he knows how to do it. And again, I think they resolved that everybody should withdraw all cases in the court. What are they looking in the court and leave they're going to do for Rivers people? This is joining. This can join it. Which court did they say they should withdraw all cases? And they're saying they are rejoining and they're not withdrawing. What are we going to get for this democracy? Is it this Nollywood acting there? Is that why we send them there? Please, they should come and do what they have to do. Thank you. God bless Ahmed.
Thank you, God's power. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning, the very distinguished.
Yes, very fine. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, I remain distinguished champion of the reaching from the church this morning.
Mm-hmm.
The EFCC inviting that AG for questioning, I think for me it's a very good one. But one thing I want to say here, must we or must the EFCC move by the body language of Mr. President before they spring into action? Because it's indeed worrisome. But at the same time, they should ascertain and ensure there is proper investigation regarding this matter so that we can know the facts from the fake. It's very important. Because people cannot continue to siphon public funds and get away with it. Where people, even looking at what they have, you can ascertain and even confirm that there was a looting somewhere. But I believe the FCC and the ICPC joined together will do the needful and live to the expectation of the acts that brought them into existence. The very distinguished Ifemi Andrew, I also want to appeal to our people. These reactions and unnecessary reactions cannot help us go a long way, cannot even attract development. I will continue to appeal to the former governor, being the minister of FCT. So please, here am my governor now, Governor Sim, has been friends before this time, and they have worked together, and they understand themselves better than any of us. Please, there is a need for them to give peace a chance. Come back on a round table so that Rivers State, the interest of Rivers State, will continue to move forward. We are the one losing, no? We are the one losing. Rivers State people will be the one to lose. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Temple. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning, Ifemi.
Good morning to you.
My name is Frank, calling from Dila.
All right.
Let me react. The statement of the FCT minister, the former governor, is there last week. The man replied those who have been abusing his feet because the man has been keeping quiet. And people now abusing him. He said that when the time comes, they will know who is in charge. Let them wait for the time now, not now, 2027. So if those people who have been abusing him can stop him not to put any governor, then not for him and them. Then for the humanitarian minister, I want to thank Mr. President for past corruption. It's too early for them to speaking of how to embezzle our money. This is my comment. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Thank you. Good morning, Nigeria Info. Okay.
I want to let us know that the FCT minister started crying like a matured man and now stopping to cry as a child. If he knew that he wouldn't have accommodated whatever thing or stomach whatever thing the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, will do to him, he shouldn't have brought him at all. He should have known whom to bring out. According to him, even if he brought out an equal person, that nobody has the capacity to challenge him. All these things we are observing now, we are saying now, we are reacting now. Is it what they call dividends of democracy or governance? For how many months now we have been talking about one issue? What did they want us to do in this River State? Is it when the ones we call kidnappers or court voice or whatever immoral devices that we start in this state, is it when everybody will keep quiet? Is very, very unfortunate in this river state. Thank you very much.
All right, good morning. Let's take a look at some headlines. We'll begin with the Vanguard newspaper. And of course, you know, this would be leading on the Vanguard. 585 million naira graft. Suspended Beta Edu denied access to Tinubu. That's on the Vanguard. Obi slams federal government over lavish borrowing spending. And this one here says UBA surpasses 1 trillion naira market capitalization mark. NERC dissolves Kaduna Disco's board over 182.16 billion naira debt. Suspected herdsman kills 7, injured others in fresh Benue attack. That's another one on the Vanguard newspaper. Tinubu dismisses FCCPC BPE CEOs. And EFCC to grill suspended Minister Edu today. If you go to the Daily Times, you'd also find some interesting stories here. Alleged 44 billion naira fraud. PDP demands better Edu sack prosecution. EFCC operatives conduct search at Dangote's head office. This one also says why killings may persist in Plateau, others by Dogara. That's also a headline there. Federal government bows to pressure, orders Minister Edu's investigation. And those are headlines you would see on the Daily Times newspaper. If you go to the Punch, you'd also find some interesting ones. Edu faces EFCC today. And court stops Emefiele's rearrest. EFCC rejects 100 million naira fine. Dangote set for production as crude supply hits 6 million barrels. And another interesting one, NMA faults MDCN directive stopping doctors from shunning patients during strike. All of those are headlines you would see on the Punch newspaper. All right, let's also remind you that you can join us on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. I'll take that again, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That's the Facebook handle, so like the page and drop your comments. You can watch us live at the same time. This message here on Facebook, Obioma Noble, nobody's an island. Here in the state, you have one vote and I have one vote. It's only God that is in charge of the states, while the governor is the governor. Hofesh says all the best. Okay, Legit Man says about the recent comments of FCT Minister Ifeami, I wish to let him know that this year is a year of you did for me, I did for you. No grief for anybody. I think that's what they say now. Alex says Nigerian women have been continually falling our hands in terms of leadership performance. The men, have they not been falling your hands? Well, I think you would understand where people are coming from, because some people have ruled it out that the men are the ones that are the corrupt ones. So when a woman takes the position, they expect a different approach, a change. But then when something similar happens, by the way, Beta Edu has not been convicted of anything. It's just an allegation. So let's not even rush it. But then I understand where you're coming from when people feel that way. But I've said it's not a thing of man or woman. It's just a thing it's a human thing. It's humans, human beings, anywhere across the world. It has nothing to do with male or female. It's a human thing. Emmanuel Gladstone says the poor will suffer in this state. To Lorenzo Delight on Facebook says EFCC inviting Beta Edu for questioning. That's a good one. Different reactions coming out over the minister's statement during the weekend. It won't change anything until two gladiators decide to make lasting peace. What kind of peace are we talking now? What peace again? What peace? If truly Tinubu is sincere with his fight against the corruption, he should start from the Buhari's administration, because a lot of looting happened during that administration. I'm sure some aides to the President Buhari were invited by the EFCC as well. Thank God Abilita Twigbo, you sent that message on Facebook. We're also live on X, so please do well to go there at Nigeria Info 92, Nigeria Info PH. That's the handle on X. So you can drop your comments. We'll go back to the phone lines now. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning, brother Andrew.
Good morning
Happy
to
New
you.
Year to you.
I wish you the same, my friend.
Yes, this is Chief Beke calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, go on, Beke.
Yeah, concerning this Better Edu involvement in fraud in our ministry. It's not the first, neither will it be the last. But she has not been proven guilty. But the fight against corruption should not be a selective one, because a federal lawmaker came on national radio and informed the whole Nigerians that $300 million meant for the development of Ogole land was diverted by the former governor of Rivers State, and nothing was done. He was not invited by the EFCC, neither did the president suspend him. So if they want to start the graft fight, it should start from that. Was a direct accusation. There's a weakness. The person even said that if she is invited, she will give more evidence, and they should invite the NMTC managing director, Kerry, that he has some information concerning the money and the companies that released that money for the development of Ogoni land. So if they want to fight corruption, they should start from there. That one came out before this one. But they have not, according to Animal Farm, some animals are more equal than others. Why is it that they have not prosecuted the former governor of Rivers State as somebody who diverted $300 million, over 300 billion naira for that matter? But now they are inviting Better Edu. Well, it's left to be answered. This thing, Dangote refinery received 6 million barrels of crude to start production. Until we see it in the market, it is still allegedly. Thank you very much. I remain Chief Beke.
Thank you. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, good morning. This is me, Andrew.
Morning to you.
Yes, let me look at EFCC invite Better Edu for 585 million. Yes, there is a saying that what a man can do, a woman can do better. And that is what is happening in the political system. The women too also want to show that what the men can do, they too can do better. There is no other justification to this, because everybody is on the beat that when they have the opportunity, they want to make it from there. So they've seen the men, that the men has also been doing that. This is not all about condemning the women, but I'm telling you the reality. That is for that. Then Federal High Court fixed 25th of January for lawsuit against Governor Sim Fubara. I think for me, this matter will be laid to rest soon, because the lawmakers who were in conflict with the governor has been restored. I think the governor has paid their money. The issue has been settled. So I think they need to settle out of court so that the Rivers State House of Assembly members can take their seats when they finish the building. So I don't think there is any cause for alarm. It's just to correct some of our anomalies. So everybody should be calm. Everything will.
All right, thank you very much. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Andrew.
Good morning.
Happy New Year to you.
I wish you the same.
Madam Dr. Agokana.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to look at the suspended minister, the nice visit to the president. And I ask, is Mr. President the EFCC where she's supposed to be going to? Please, madam, no need to visit Mr. President now. Because if you have done something good, we will all hear it. Now that no court has said you have taken the money, just go to EFCC and explain yourself why this money was transferred from another place to another place. Let us begin to hear these things unfold. Please, madam, don't go to Mr. President. Go to the EFCC. Go to the ICPC and tell Nigerians what really happened. Madam Dr. Agokana, we are waiting. Have a nice day, Andrew.
All right, thank you. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning, sir.
Morning to you.
This is Uche Ken. I'm calling from Eche.
Okay.
The suspension of Beta Edu by the President Tinubu over 585 million fraud, for me, is a welcome development. We shouldn't be fighting Buhari for not fighting corruption after promise made, because everybody can come in and decide to change the narrative. So if Tinubu has decided to fight corruption and started the probe or started the fighting of the corruption through Beta Edu, I believe we should encourage him. Then Rivers people we know who is in charge of politics when the time comes and threat reaction. For me, that is why my own statement is always different. I don't fight a particular people or a particular group. I must say it the way I want to say. Wike has issued a statement over the weekend. There have never been any Wike supporters on the street ever since this issue started. For me, this statement is supposed not to thread reaction or bring any reaction. He has told you when the time comes, we will know. It is now left for I and you to decide and say, oh, if we have been making you strong, if we have been making you to shine, if we have been making you to look like a lion, we will withdraw your support and make you look like nobody. Than to be shouting, hey, we can't come again. Has he said anything for over how many months? Did they want him to fold hands? The one they said from another side, we are with the red pen. Who we are they referring to? Even if names were not mentioned. A politician, we know where wars are coming from. Even the one they said, day your day, make I day my day. Who was those words referring to? And we came up to say, when the time comes, we will know. And everybody is shouting everywhere. What are they shouting? Go and stop him if you can. And stop making it look as if there is crisis in the state. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Let's look at what we have on the Nation newspaper. A few headlines here on the Nation. I'll just touch on some of them. And this one here says, okay. All right. This one says 37 billion naira. EFCC quizzes ex-minister Sadia. I think Sadia was the former humanitarian minister, if I'm not mistaken. But I know she served under the Buhari administration. Yes, she did. Okay. Beta Edu faces EFCC grilling today. Court adjourns Nnamdi Kanu's 1 billion naira suit against federal government. DSS till March 4. Those are headlines that you would see on the Nation newspaper. And there's still a few of them that we would look at. Yes, I'm very sure. Sadia was former minister, humanitarian affairs, disaster management, because I remember during the flood, she had made a comment that was trending with regards to the situation in Bayelsa State and some other parts of the country with speaking about the intensity of the flood. Yeah? I think, yeah, she was. So she's also been invited by the EFCC. For those people who are saying past administration, they should start from there. APC picks Edo candidate February 17. Those are headlines on the Nation newspaper. We'll see if we can take one more headline from the Nation. This one says Tinubu sacks BPE, FCCPC chiefs. That's it on the Nation newspaper. Let's take a look at some of your messages on WhatsApp now before we go back to the phone lines. Number of them coming in. Remember to use the number 0809-030-6416. That is the WhatsApp number. Send in your messages. This person says, Ifeami, good morning. Did EFCC need to wait till President Tinubu suspend her? Well, the suspension would make the investigation easier. It's just protocol. This is what should be done. You can't be in office and then be investigated. You might tamper with evidence if at all there are the chances that you could be guilty. So it's not a wrong thing to do. The Senate President and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court have been charged to the Code of Conduct Tribunal, which has parallel jurisdiction. So why did Michael from Africa? Why the delay? Please, as the present humanitarian minister is under probe by EFCC, let the former one also be probed. I just told you now. Because a Beta Edu is continuing from where the former minister stopped. So all of them must be visited. Comrade Okere Henry from Oyigbo. Yeah. Sadiq Farouk, she is also being questioned by the EFCC. Even the military governor or president doesn't talk and boast as like the former governor of Rivers State did. He said if he wanted an Ikwere man to be governor, nobody has capacity to stop him. That's a boast. Remember, from days in, remember Nebuchadnezzar, days in Eneka. Well, brother, the last time we checked, bragging, boasting is not a crime. If he wants to, let him. The only thing you can do is when the time that he says comes, when that time comes, then we will now know whether he's right or wrong. Good morning. Let the former governor allow Governor Sim work in the state. He has no plans for Rivers youth. Rivers people are all simplified. Peter from Port Harcourt. And another one here says, Andrew, nobody is saying that only women are corrupt, but what's worrisome is the fact that since the creation of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, a man is yet to head that ministry. But every woman who has headed that ministry had always been involved in a corruption scandal. President Tinubu should suspend more ministers using siphon money from their ministries to bankroll hatchetmen and troublemakers in Rivers State. Which people now? Which people? Suspension of Betta Edu is fine by all standards, but believe me, with regards to EFCC, nothing will happen. She will walk freely after the so-called invitation. Dennis Peter, you sent that message. Let's go over to X now and take some of your comments there. At Chidi_Everly on X says, since the creation of the ministry, I think we took that before, women have always manned it and women have always messed it up. Sadia Farouk, just like Betta Edu. Again, I don't think it changes anything, whether it's only women that have headed that place or, I mean, only men have been Senate presidents. How far? I didn't say anything, no. I just said only men have been Senate presidents. How far? Only men have been presidents in this country. How far? That's all I can say. For over 3 months now, political crisis in Rivers State has been the subject of discussion. Our theme is always different. I pray this fight doesn't affect development of the state. This is at Justice Ori on X. At Tony Anthony 64 says, those who say the FCT minister no longer has political relevance are just being economical with the truth. We have seen selected office holders lose re-election. That's also another message from X. Let's see how many more. You can join us. The handle on X is Nigeria Info PH. Very simple. So go there and drop your comments. Let's go over to Facebook and take some messages now. This one says, Chima Ogochi says, how I wish Governor Sim was a politician. I don't think Governor Wike would have had this opportunity to live in the state. Talk more of make such provoking statements. I understand. I think he's afraid of the Supreme Court case with the APC. After then, I would know. Let's wait and see now. Prince Bassam says, Wike has the capability to determine who gets what politically because he's been doing that since 2015. He has been instrumental to the emergence of most political office holders in the state and federal level. Okay, those are messages you would see on Facebook. On WhatsApp, let's go there now. There's still plenty more to take on WhatsApp. Someone says, Ifeemi, good morning. Please, people should stop taking the former governor for granted. We know what happened here in Rivers State. President Tinubu is not President Buhari. Skillful Piro sent that message. Fidelis says, the failure of Martins, Amewole and Co. to withdraw their cases against the governor and Edison here is an indication that they have a secret plot against the governor and Edison here. Fidelis and Emowa from Chokocho, you sent that one in. The invitation of Betty Edu by EFCC is a good one, but I encourage them to do a proper investigation. Nicholas Erasmus, that message is coming in from you. Let's see if we can take one more before we go. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yep, go on.
This is Akuku from Apopiti.
Okay.
Let me go straight to the point of the court between the AE and SIM and the other ones, the other senators. Please, let me tell you, they allow the governor to rule this state so that you can even achieve something important. They should not distract his attention. No former minister will rule this state, but we know how his leadership is. Let me allow him to. I'm not a PDP man, but I move for the right direction of anything that somebody is doing. I get to my point. Let me allow him to rule so that you can even see the pattern of the job, because I know the guy is a civil servant. He can do a very good thing. That's what I want this former minister and other ones to do.
Okay.
The woman, minister of this, who did no. Let's do the right thing at the right point.
All right, thank you very much. We'll go for a commercial now. Business news follows afterwards. Good morning.
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Worship His majesty.